Ankit, we are already live. I guess we can start, yeah.
Okay, sir. Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to today's YouTube live session organized by WeCode Club, Graphic Era University, Bhimta. Good evening to all of you who have joined us live today. Thank you so much for taking out your valuable time and being a part of this session. I hope you all are doing well and are excited for what we have planned today. My name is Ankit Devedi, and I will be hosting today's live interactive session. Before we begin, I would like to quickly tell you what today's session is all about. The main purpose of today's session is to give students practical exposure to the tech industry, real world software development, career growth, internships, placements, and preparation strategies. This is not a lecture based session, it is meant to be interactive and experience driven. So I request everyone to stay attentive and actively participate. Now, coming to the most important part of today's session. We are extremely honored to have a guest who is currently working in one of the world's leading technological companies. Our guest speaker for today is Mr. Prakshal Doshi, who is currently working as a software development engineer at Apple, California. He was planning to be part of our upcoming hackathon in person. However, due to his prior professional commitments, he won't be able to join us physically. We are truly grateful that he still took the time from his schedule to connect us with today and share his experience. His journey, industry experience, and exposure to a global engineering environment make this session extremely valuable for all of us. So, sir, before we dive into questions, I would like to give you the floor. It would be great if you could introduce yourself to the audience and share a bit about your background and journey into software engineering and how you eventually landed a role at Apple.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Ankit, for those kind words. Yeah. And hello, everyone. My name is Prakshal Doshi. As Ankit mentioned, I'm working at Apple as a software engineer. So, just giving some quick background on my life. I did my bachelor's in computer science, and after that, I started working as a platform DevOps engineer. So I initially worked with Quantif Analytics here in Mumbai. I worked there. We did some good projects there. After which I transitioned to JP Morgan and Chase as a software developer. I looked after their automation pipelines and the migration from monolithic infrastructure to microservice architecture. So that was my main role there. After which I decided to do my master's. So I went to US for that. I did my master's in computer science again. And after graduation, during my master's, I was working with Autodesk as an intern for roughly 8 to 10 months. And once I was graduated, I started working with Apple in California itself. So in Apple, I worked with two teams basically. One was the OS team, wherein we were doing the data analytics part for that. So I was managing their platform and infrastructure. It was a highly distributed infrastructure that we were managing and supporting. We did some good observability over those platforms, and we set up few good automation pipelines on those. And after that, I moved to a different team wherein the scope was increased, and I'm leading a team right now wherein we are managing the infrastructure for all the repairs as well as the Apple Care products. So that's my role here currently. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the questions and interacting with you all. So yeah, Ankit, you can go ahead and let me know the questions.
That was really insightful, and thank you, sir, for sharing your journey. Now, we a bit know about your journey. Now, let's start with the questions that we received through the students through the Google form that we circulate. To begin with, one of the most frequently asked questions is, what initially motivated you to pursue a career in software development? And how did you know this was the right path for you?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. And I feel for me, the initial motivation was to be updated with the technology because I have friends in various domain one, a mechanical engineer, few of my friends are CA. But the main thing that that struck me initially was that I used to love working on computers, like playing games and just scribbling around, different apps and what all things the computer offered. So I was very curious in that domain, and I always was very fascinated with how the tech grew, right from 10 years back. If you think, that we were just having a small phone with the keypad, and right now we have just evolved into a very smart world wherein we have smartphones, and, all the technologies which are associated to it. So that always amazed me, how things are connected to each other and how the technology keep growing. So I wanted to be in the same domain wherein I contribute, to this era wherein things are getting developed in a very fast-paced environment, and we are also getting up to date via what's happening. So right now, if you see, there's an AI era, so that's like a new era wherein we have to update ourselves. We need to gather those skills, work on it, and also we need to make sure that the product that we provide to the community, those are also useful, because it shouldn't be specific to the computer science people, but to the entire world, who wants to use AI or any other tool. So that's been my motivation since the start, that like keep growing with the technology and also make sure to provide technology that can be used by the community as a whole.
Thank you, sir. That is very interesting. To help students visualize the role better, could you tell that what a typical day looks like for a software development engineer at Apple?
Yeah, sure. So for me, like it's more of a platform DevOps SRE role which comes into as a part of SDE. So basically, my day-to-day activities, it basically looks like making sure that we automate all the stuff. Like, let's say if we are doing some work twice or thrice, my work is to make sure that we automate it right away, and we don't have to repeat it. It just flows in the background. The other thing that I make sure is to uh, measure the efficiency. So by efficiency, I mean not only the work efficiency, but also the people efficiency. So with this automation, I also make sure that how do we increase those efficiency in both the terms, like both people as well as the work, and also getting like optimizing the solutions that we already have, and making sure that we have good observability tools. For example, we have good monitoring, so that we can have good charts to see if the infrastructure is up and running. Also good logging strategies, and also good alerting strategies. Like, let's say if something goes down, or if we feel that something is going to go down with the amount of pressure coming in to our infrastructure. So my work is also to make sure that we have the right alerting setup, so that we are well alerted way before something goes wrong. So that's also one of my role. And yeah, I mean, managing the infrastructure, migrating stuffs into cloud, that's something new which is happening right now. And also making sure that whatever infra we have, it's up and running all the time. And we should also have the right notification channels wherein we get updated if something goes wrong. So yeah, that's the typical day in my life.
Okay, sir. So there were a lot of queries from the first year students. Could you share a clear roadmap for the first year students who are just starting their coding journey? What should they focus on, and what should they avoid?
Yeah, so based on my experience and observation, I feel the thing that you should focus on is basically getting the fundamentals strong, because with every new technology coming in right now, I feel if your fundamentals are really strong, you can ace any technology. By that, what I mean is basically, let's say if you want to go for cybersecurity, if you want to go for AI, if you are going to go for DevOps, I think what you learn right now in your college days are the fundamental or the base level stuffs which builds the entire infrastructure on top of it. So right now, if you study DSA right now, you might be studying databases, you might be studying coding and various other things. So that's just the base of it. Like, you learn various loops, you learn various other stuffs, conditional loops and all of those stuffs. So I think that becomes the base of it. So make sure that you make your base so strong that, let's say in future, if you're working on something and if the technology changes and you have to upgrade yourself, with this strong base, it's going to be very easy. Because even like right now when we work, DSA and all of those stuffs are so important. And I learned that during my college days. So I feel that, if we go back and if I had, if I can go back in time, I would definitely make sure that I enhance those basic fundamentals. But yeah, because right now you are in the first year, I would suggest you to focus on those subjects, make your doubts cleared, before you, like, you just don't carry the doubts in the next semester thinking, okay, maybe I'll ask this doubt in some other time and something like that. But yeah, I would suggest you to make sure that you get your stuff clear, get the basics very clear. If you have any queries, right now you have multiple resources, you have professors, you have YouTube, you have AI. You can get your doubts cleared right away with all the right example in the layman's language. So yeah, make sure to get your base very clear. Things to avoid, there's no specific thing to avoid, I would say. But yeah, just keep focusing on the basics. Try to get into research. Research is also very important. And if you started from the base level, I think till the time you're graduated, you will have some good foundation on the research as well, because research plays a major role. I feel in US and many other places. But yeah, if you start researching on certain things, make sure you start reading blogs, technical blogs. Make sure you start going to conferences. Make sure you start updating your skill set and understanding, what can be the next good thing for you guys. So if you keep researching, I think that would be like a very good step at this level for you.
Yes, sir, that will definitely give a lot of clarity for the beginners. Now, students in the second year often struggle with their balancing multiple things. How should second year students plan in between DSA, development, internships, and academics?
Yeah, so this comes like on the skill set for individuals, like, how individual skill set is managed so that you can manage multiple activities. Because I think what you guys are doing right now, it might be difficult, but let me say this, in industry you have to do this. Like, there would be multiple projects going on, there would be multiple work going on, you might have something personal in your life going on. But yeah, that's how, like, at this level you just learn, and once you are, in the industry, you implement those stuff. So right now it might be difficult, but make sure that you have your schedule planned right away. So what I used to do was basically have my schedule ready. Let's say if I am entering my second semester, I'll make sure I'll set my priorities very clear. So first thing is I'll note down my priorities. Let's say my first priority is internship, second priority is learning DSA, third is to do something out of the box in my day-to-day life. So I'll make sure that I list down my priorities first. Second is I'll make a schedule based on those priorities. Let's say my first priority is internship. I'll make sure that I assign like 6 hours to my internship, wherein I just focus on the internship work. And then I move on to my second priority, that is maybe learning DSA. So for that, I'll assign like 2 hours of my day wherein I solve 2 to 3 DSA problems and I can get those done. Once that is done, I can, set like 1 hour time in my schedule wherein I learn something out of the box by reading blogs or, participating in hackathons or something like that. So multitasking is going to be there forever. We just need to learn, how to manage the time and everything. And for that, setting up the priorities and setting up your work schedule is very important.
Okay, sir. And now moving towards the preparation and assessment, competitive programming is a very big concern today. How can students efficiently improve their lead code or code forces performance? And how did you personally develop your problem skill approaches for the unseen problems?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, right, having your basics clear would be like the first step, in order to solve any DSA problem. Second thing, start slow. Just don't run behind thinking I want to solve everything. Just start from the basics, start from stacks, arrays, make sure that you solve a lot of lead code problems on those topics. Then you move to some difficult data structures and you focus on those. So right now you would have a good amount of time till you graduate. It's like 4 years of your engineering. So start slow, get to, clear your basic stuff, ready. ask doubts if you are stuck somewhere. Try to read blogs, try to use AI to understand what can be a different solution. Let's say if you solve an array question, right, there might be multiple solution. Try to first do it by yourself, see what's the time complexity, space complexity, and so on. Once you're done with that, try to think again, if you could optimize this solution or not. If you're getting the answer right away, then you're at a very good spot. But if, let's say, if you're still struggling, try to Google it out, try to read Stack Overflow, try to use AI to understand how this could be improved more. Once you start doing one question a day, and eventually gradually, if you start increasing this complexity, I think you will ace the lead code round. And lead code is very, very, very important in the interviews. I would like to say this. And the things that I mentioned right now is the same things that I used to prepare my own interviews for. So getting the fundamentals clear, starting one question a day, not leaving any data structures, thinking it's easy or tough, making sure that you have the schedule planned. Do 2 lead codes, 3 lead codes a day, wherein you have one hard question for sure and two easy or maybe medium questions. And wherever you feel you are stuck, just reach out to the right people, either your professors or someone on the LinkedIn that you think can be helpful. And yeah, keep doing the same. It's a long process. Make lead code your best friend is what we hear in US. Once you make lead code your best friend, I think you can like solve any problem. So in order to make lead code your friend, it might take some time, but yeah, like if you keep practicing from now till you graduate, I think yeah, lead code will be your best friend for sure.
Okay, sir. Now, next question is DSA alone sufficient to clear the placement interviews, or should the students equally focus on development?
Yeah, so I would say, like, if you're applying as a fresher, right? So at that time you won't have multiple like any technical project to showcase. So at that moment, DSA plays a major role because that's the only way someone can judge your skill set. But let's say if you have some experience and then you apply for a different job, so you might have things to show that, okay, what did you work on in your previous company and so on. So at that phase, DSA still plays a major role, but your work experience equally contributes as well, because that's what you can talk about, speak about. But as a fresher, if you are directly applying for a job or internship, I think DSA is something with which, like, using which the interviewers can understand how good you are with the coding and everything. And DSA forms the base level. So let's say if you're really good at DSA, it's very easy for an interviewer to judge you thinking that you can do any sort of development if you're really good in coding. So yeah, I feel DSA is like a very crucial part if you're a fresher. But even if you're not a fresher, still DSA plays a major role. But along with that, the work experience also comes into picture.
Okay, sir. Now, the next question is what makes a resume strong enough to get shortlisted, and what are some common mistakes that students should avoid before applying?
Okay, so talking about resume on, like, I'll just speak about my experience and my observation. So I would say just don't fake anything in your resume, because if you fake something, the interviewer, if they ask you, they will immediately know that if this is something real that you have done in your career. So please don't fake anything in your resume. Write things with honesty. Mention the impact of what you're doing. So let's say if I have built an automation for someone, if I just write, okay, I build an automation using this language, this doesn't provide any sufficient insight for an interviewer. So let's say if I can write something impactful of what happened, like what was the impact of that automation. For example, I did a migration from monolithic to microservice infrastructure, which reduced the cost by 80% and also increased the efficiency by 50%. So let's say if I mention those numbers, right? So that makes the person understand, oh wow, that's the huge impact. And let's say if someone is really interested to understand that impact, he will just keep keep on stretching on that topic so that he can get more insights from you and so on. So mentioning numbers and the impact in your resume is very, very important. And let's say if you're applying for a specific position, the relevant thing in your resume also matters. Let's say if you're applying for a data science position, and if your resume has everything filled, for a back-end engineer, or let's say an DevOps engineer, then it won't be shortlisted. Because let's say if someone is hiring for a data science role, they would need someone who has data science skill set or some things which are related to data science. So let's say if you're applying for a data science role, make sure that your resume has some reference to this role and it's not completely vague, so that like whenever an interview sees it, he can know that okay, if you're a good fit for it or not. So like instead of wasting your as well as the interviewer's time, make sure that you have these things well listed. The impact is very, like, the numbers are very important. Writing everything with honesty and not faking it is also very important. And the third is having the relevant information for that specific role is again very important for a resume to be shortlisted.
Okay, sir. Now the next question is, what core skills remain useful across all these roles despite changing technologies?
Again, circling back to the same things, I would say your basics, right? Like whatever you learn in your college, the DSA, networking, OS, databases, coding, all of these stuffs are going to be the same, even though there are going to be a change in technology. Like you will just find a different flavor of these things, but still the base level will remain the same. Like the OS will remain the same, the networking stuff that you learn is going to remain the same. Maybe there would be some enhancement to the previous version, but still those stuffs are still going to be the same forever, I would say, based on my experience. Like what I learned in college till now, if you ask me, the basics are still the same. Like any networking issue, if I think about, if I go back to my basic, it would be easier for me to resolve those things if I have my basic strong. So yeah, like all the core skills is still the base level stuff that you learn in college. So make sure that you learn those things very efficiently without any doubts, and those will be like a core skills for you going forward. If you want to change your job, or if you want to explore more, or if you want to research or do a PhD, these core skills are still going to be those core subjects that you learn as a foundation in your career.
Okay, sir. The next question is, when you need to learn a new technology or a new concept quickly, so what learning strategies do you follow to become more productive?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, sir. The question is, when you need to learn a new technology or a new concept very quickly, so what learning strategy do you follow to become more productive?
Yeah, so for me, I try to read the technical blogs because that forms the first step for me, because I won't be having someone who can guide me immediately, or I can't reach out to someone who is like superior to me for such small things every time. So for me, the strategy is to go online, search on Google. First thing is to search Stack Overflow, read Medium blogs or any technical blogs that you see. Use AI to understand something more deeper. Use your own research strategies, like how would you understand that concept, either YouTube's, or there are still certain platforms like Coursera and all, which can provide you some information on that specific topic. So basically first having your own strategy, like Googling is the great skill. Understanding how Stack Overflow and all of those solutions are provided, understanding how AI is giving you the right answers, also reading various technical blogs like Medium and all of those stuffs, and also using videos like YouTube or Coursera or any other stuffs that can give you a profound knowledge of that techniques. So using all these things, I built something which I felt okay, maybe difficult, or something which I don't understand. So this has been my strategy to overcome those things.
Okay, sir. So you mentioned about AI. So there was a most frequently asked question that will AI replace the jobs or not?
So right now we are still in the generative AI phase, I feel. There is still a lot of AI to be explored. I feel it's still not there. Talking about replacing job, I don't think it would do. Like it will do, but not on a huge scale. Like it's just the change of era. Like initially, it was an internet era, wherein people were thinking the same, that will computers take away the job? But no, it doesn't. It's just that the person or the human have to keep upgrading themselves with this change. Once you keep upgrading yourself with the change, we would be the ones who would be driving that initiative. Definitely, right now, if I see the market, I feel, if there are 10 people for a job using AI, I just don't need 10 people. I can do my work with 8 people or 7 people. So, yeah, like there would be a reduction in that. But, with the new changes in the AI and everything, I think there would be more need of such expert people. So, again, there would be a hiring for those people. So, basically, it's going to be in a loop. Like, let's say if something new technology is coming in, you upgrade yourself. If you have upgraded yourself, you are the ones who bring something new in the market, and then people have to again keep upgrading themselves. So it's like a circle and a loop. So, and this has been in the past as well, that when the internet era was there, people felt very scared that okay, it would replace everyone. But as we can see right now, we have evolved ourselves in that phase, and now we are stepping into a new phase. So we'll be evolving ourselves again. So I don't think it would be replacing anything.
Okay, sir. Now the next question is, how important is spoken English and communication during technical interviews and day-to-day work?
Yeah, it's very important, right? Like English is one language which is like common throughout the globe, I would say. Whenever you want to speak to someone, let's say who is remote, so like right now you're sitting in India, and let's say if you want to speak to someone who is in Germany or US, right? So there should be one common language which is understood by you and the person whom you're communicating with. So having good communication skill, having good English spoken stuff can really help you to let the other person know your thoughts and the things that you're thinking. And once it's very easy to communicate, I think it makes the work a lot easy. Let's say if it is very difficult for me to communicate English, and if I want to tell something to someone, I would need a third person, and the third person might not know what the perspective I'm thinking. Maybe 90% the third person might know what I'm thinking, but still, like the way I'm communicating right now, it's using my own brain and perspective. So I feel if we have the right knowledge of English as well as the right communication skills, I think it makes a lot of work easy if you want to work with people who are global.
Yes, sir. So now the next question is from a non-BTech student. Does a non-BTech background limits opportunities in big tech companies, or can skills and project compensate?
So I don't think that if like I feel an industry is made out of different sets of people. It's not only the BTech person like can run the business or anything like that. Like a business is run by different set of people, which includes a BTech person, a finance person, a marketing person, a sales person, and different sort of people. Like if you wanna open a company, and if you're just a BTech engineer, I'm pretty sure like you single-handedly can't handle everything, because there are different scenarios wherein you might need some expertise which you might have not learned during your college or during your work experience. So I feel even if you're a non-BTech, it doesn't stop you, because the industry needs you. Let's say if it's like in hardware, or if it's like uh, a sales or anything, there's still a lot of opportunity there wherein a non-BTech person comes into place and showcase their talent. So if I just give an example of a normal phone, right? The phone is being made by someone who is in the factory. The software is being made by someone who has done BTech. The phone is being sold by someone who has a good background in sales. The amount which is collected and the funds which are used to run the company is done by finance people. So there are different sets of people who are involved in this, and it's not only the BTech, it's the different variety of people. So yeah, like even if you're a non-BTech, you still have a lot of opportunity right now in the market. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, sir. Now, looking back at your entire journey so far, if you were starting again your career as a student, so what would you do differently?
So if I do like if I travel back in time during my college days, I would invest a lot of time in research as well as making my DSA stronger. uh, I still feel, like there is still a lot of scope wherein I can improve, and I feel research is something that I feel that if I would have done it from day one of my college, right now it would have really helped me a lot to grow as well as to learn new stuff. So yeah, if I have if I have to go back to time, research is something that I'll focus on more and make sure that I get to the point wherein I feel that I have good skill set for the research as well.
Okay, sir. Now, the next question is for the students who aspire to work outside India, what general preparation and mindset are required?
So I would say the work in India as well as outside India is still the same. Like, let's say if you're working as a software engineer here, if you like move out, you still have to work as a software engineer. The work remains the same. The responsibility remains the same. The only thing that changes is the environment and the background where you are. So right now, let's say you might be staying with a family and you are staying at a place which is like highly familiar. But let's say if you move out of India, you have to focus on different stuffs as well, like managing your life, managing your personal goals, staying with others in your neighborhood, and like all of those stuffs comes into picture, and that's what is very difficult right now because you have been here since last 20-30 years and you are well familiar with everything, like how things work. But when you move out of this country, of your own country, the challenge is to learn about their culture, how they function, what rules and regulations they have, how to build your own setup, because right now you are living in a setup which is like predefined and already there, with help of your parents or someone. But when you move out, you have to start from scratch, you have to start from zero, and you have to build your own stuff. So that's the biggest challenge I feel, and I would say like everyone learns it. It might take some time. Even it took me like 6 to 8 months to get familiar to a new place. But yeah, everyone can do that. It's only the amount of determination and amount of hard work that you're doing in order to stay in that role and achieve something makes the difference. That's it.
Okay, sir. Now, the next question is during your preparation phase, how did you personally manage overthinking, procrastination?
Yeah, so I would say having something in your daily routine can really help you. So, for example, for me, meditation as well as playing sports was something that really helped me whenever I was in high pressure situation or highly tense. I feel playing sports made me calm, made me meditate on my own, and it really helped me. Like, let's say if I'm having a bad day or if I have a lot to do in a day, I'll make sure that I just play 1 hour of tennis, and once I'm back, I really feel very fresh because I was out, in the nature, and it makes you feel fresh. And everyone has some other strategy. Like for me, sports is a way to meditate. But yeah, you can focus on yoga. You can do like a proper meditation. You can do some other stuffs which makes you calm, which makes you focus on stuffs, more aggressively. So yeah, you should have one such thing uh, that you need to understand. Okay, that this is the thing which will really help me, and based on like using that, it really helped me to overcome such situations.
Another area students find challenging is online tests. So, do you have any tips to consistently crack online assessments, which many students find very stressful and unpredictable?
Yeah, so for such things, practice, practice, practice. Like practice makes everything easier. Right now, because you might be solving some lead codes, without any time constraint. You might like just see the question and you build your logic. Though your solution is like highly optimized, you don't look at the time. You feel okay. It just took 30 minutes and you found the optimal solution. But that's not the real thing when you sit for an online test. Like when you sit for an online test, there are two things that they test you for. One is, if your solution is optimized, and the second is how quickly were you able to get to the optimized solution. So my suggestion to you would be to keep a time whenever you are solving any problem, and like once you gradually increase your number of questions per day, just make sure that you reduce your time. Like let's say right now you have kept like 1 hour for lead code and you're solving one question. Maybe after 60 or 90 days, you keep just 1 hour again, but you solve 3 questions in that 1 hour. uh, Going forward, you just keep 1 hour, but you solve like 3 hard questions in that 1 hour. So once you keep doing this, it will increase your thinking. It will improve your logic, and also it will improve your time management. And that's what is the online test that tests you. So basically, practicing such strategies would really help you going forward.
Yes, sir, that was really helpful. Now, the next question is, since projects are a major components of a student's resume, so what kinds of projects actually stand out to recruiters in top tech companies?
So I would say, so this is a very broad question, but you should work on a project which is like a real thing right now. Like you should have a topic in mind, and you should work on a topic which can really solve the current problem and not something which has already been solved. So let's say if I have a project which is like very basic, like building a website and making it interactive, right? Even though this sounds like a project, but this everyone knows now with the use of AI and everything. I think it's a very easy to do thing. But let's say if you pick out something complex, like running an LLM model, or having something in place which is not really in market, or maybe it's there in market, but the quality that you're providing, the efficiency that you're providing is something which is really good. So those are the things is what really attracts the interviewer, and you should focus on such stuffs. I know understanding or finding out those topics are very difficult, but for such things you can reach out to people on LinkedIn who are actually working in industry, and you can ask them about the real problems or something that they have in mind, and maybe using that you can start working on a project, and you can make it really better. So that would be something that would really attract the interviewer.
Okay, sir. Now the next question is, as students enter their third year, the pressure of internships and placements starts becoming very real. So what should third year student should focus on so that the pressure as well as a chance of its selection get maximized?
Yeah, again, so in order to manage the pressure, have something in your routine which can really calm you down, and also in order to manage the time, have your priorities, written down, have your schedule right in place. Once you have all these three stuffs, well planned, I think it would be really easier, even if you are in like second year, third year, or fourth year. If you have your priorities all set, time manage, nicely, and again having something which can really calm you down and bring back your focus and motivation, do such stuffs, and using these three things, I think the third year students can also get a lot of benefit.
Okay, sir. Thank you for answering all those questions so clearly. This was the first time that we conducted live interactive session, and we will keep organizing these sessions. I'm sure the audience found those answers very helpful. Very helpful. Now, dear sir, thank you so much for your time and the valuable insights that you shared us with today. The session has been extremely informative and inspiring, and we truly appreciate you taking time off your busy schedule to be here with us today. I would also like to thank everyone who joined us live and actively participated in today's session. Your engagement and curiosity is what that makes this session meaningful. If you found this session helpful, please do like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe to the WeCode channel. On behalf of WeCode Club, we once again thank Sir for your kind time that you gave us today. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and it was really great to talk to you, Ankit, and the entire WeCode team. And I'm really grateful to connect with you guys, and also it's been a pleasure for me to contribute to the community, and also maybe I'm hopeful that some of my answers can help the students in the long run. And if you guys really feel if you have any questions and want to reach out to me separately, you can just type on the LinkedIn my name, and you can reach out to me anytime, and I would be happy to help you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.